Alrighty, 6 months in a leaky boat. Split Ends, what a great band they are. Man, they're good. Just keep playing that, actually. Don't hear enough of Split Ends. As I just said, we just talked to Adrian Campbell, Managing Director of Vet Life, about the EveryCow launch and the Centre for Dairy Excellence. A farmer who has been using this technology for the last 18 months is Rhys Hamilton from North Otago. Good afternoon, Rhys. Thanks so much for your time. Really do appreciate that.
No worries. Good afternoon.
So, you milk 1,000 cows. Whereabouts exactly?
Up the Waikiki Valley, just before Duntouring.
Right. Good time of the year for you? Got the irrigators on, or you?
No, we've had plenty of rain. Yep. No, this time of year when the irrigation's off, there's plenty of time. So it's a good time of year to be a dairy farmer, I think.
It always is. What's your system? Once a day, twice a day? What are you doing?
Still twice a day. Yeah, we'll look to go to 16 hours probably in a month's time. Normally start in April, but yeah, still twice a day at the moment, weather permitting.
And the season's been pretty good for you through there?
Yeah, no, we don't think as a dairy farmer you either have the perfect season, but no, we can't really complain. No, it's been good. Yep.
And all your supplement, you're all set for autumn, winter?
Yep. No, well, the crops looking good. We feed a fair bit of fodder wheat, so they're looking exceptional this year, which is good. Yep.
All right. We were talking, as I said, with Adrian Campbell. You were at the EveryCow launch on Monday in Oamaru. What is this technology? I mean, we got a bit of a high-level view talking to Adrian just before about it. As a farmer, what does this technology allow you to do now that what you didn't have before? What difference does it make?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yep. I guess as farmers, we were looking at our own business and trying to tick off some of these boxes that are or issues that are coming as dairy farmers. Like we always talk about the being environmentally sustainable and animal welfare is big, health and safety. The big new one that everyone's thinking about is biosecurity, and we've got a lot to learn in that space. But I think personally we need to start ticking off some of these. The one big one we don't talk about is human resource sustainability. And the key part of this technology, I suppose, is for us is taking some of those judgment calls off our managers and people that are having to spend time making those calls and effectively doing it for them, giving them another option. So for us, mating's a big one. And mating's always hard on a dairy farm, I suppose, because where it comes in the season, we've got 2 months when we're always flat out calving cows. Yep. And then before you finish calving them, you're straight into your pre-mating heats, and it's a big drag from that start of calving right through to when you finish mating. And the people that you need to be on top of their game during calving, you need them on top of their game during mating too. I would almost call it unrealistic expectation of the dairy industry over the last few years. We've pushed people quite hard in that space.
I couldn't agree more. So tell me, how does this technology, how does it practically help you with whoever is doing the mating?
Yeah, so mating, obviously we used to do 6 weeks of replacement inseminations and then put the bulls out after that. So that requires someone for us to be on the platform for 6 weeks for 4 hours a day. Traditionally, that was either myself or my main man. Just we know it's a job that needs to be done well. You need the most
experience you can on the platform. That's basically what happens.
That's right. Yep. So now it takes 10 minutes in the morning at the start of milking. We run through the list and double check that we're happy with all the cows that it's going to draft. And they just draft themselves at the end of milking. There's a pen of cows we run on for the hour check to inseminate. It's taken it from the person with the most experience to the person with the least experience can still do the same job.
Okay, so hold on. So what you're telling me is this technology automatically chooses the cows that are on heat for this milking, automatically drafts them out. There is no human involvement at all, effectively.
No, we still double check the cows. So
yep.
We've still got some human input there, but it's easy enough that we can write a procedure for and be happy that no matter who's doing it, we're going to get the same result at the end of it. Just based off, instead of someone making a judgment call on is this tail paint rubbed, yes or no, the technology is measuring their activity, measuring their rumination, and it's making the judgment on whether this cow is on heat or not.
How's that translating into pregnancy rates at the end? Is it 1 or 2 or 4%? What difference are you getting?
Yeah, very, very hard to put a number on it. It's the first thing everyone wants to know. Look, we've had it for 2 matings now. We haven't done our final scan for this mating. the first year we put it in, we had a worse 6-week calf rate, but had a terrible spring. Like, just it was awful. You know, a lot of lameness and yeah, the cows struggled to get through the spring. So in the New Zealand system, one season to the next is so different. It's really hard to make a call based off the results of one season. My gut feeling, it picks cows as well as we'd pick cows, and we'll get some more silent heats. Like the first 3 weeks we put it in last year, I still tail painted them and looked at them, and there was cows going past that would pick that got pregnant that I would have never pulled out. So to put a number on it's really tough, but my gut feeling is it does its job well.
But as an experienced farmer, as an experienced dairy farmer, you have confidence in the technology. You believe in the technology. You're not second guessing it effectively.
Definitely not. No, it definitely picks the cows well. Yeah, mating definitely does it well. Yep.
So, are you using collars or ear tags? What are the cows wearing?
Yeah, collars. So they've all got collars. Yeah, when we put them on, the ear tags weren't an option anyway. So collars is all I know really. Yeah.
So one of the things that Adrian said is that it can send information away to your professionals about your herd, about your cows. How does that work? What sort of information are they feeding you back information? Are they saying, "Oh, look, we've analysed this. You've got a problem here"? How does that part of it work?
Yeah, especially from an animal health point of view, I suppose if we get the most benefit out of that. And obviously, most of the animal health on any dairy farm is going to be in that spring period, before Christmas. 90% of your stuff will happen. So the key thing, I suppose, it'll pick up down cows. Anything where a cow's been tracking along normally and she's had a huge drop in eating, which affects her rumination, so you're going to pick her up really fast. The key ones in a big herd like us are the ones that slip through the cracks. So they calve down, they go through your colostrum mob, you put them in milkers, they look fine. But the pressure comes on in that first 10 days in the milker mob when there's a competition there, and they get lost in the system, and you don't notice them until they've lost the condition score and look a bit awful 2 months later. And it's those cows that end up empty at the end of your season. So together with the Centre of Dairy Excellence, they send out a report every few days of the cows that are ruminating or have low rumination that won't be on your health report, but they've got low rumination that have calved in the last 10 days. And then we can pull those cows back out and put them back in the colostrum mob once a day, or do something with them to help them get through that tough period.
Has it affected your mortality rate at all?
Again, it's a hard one to say. Like, we had less dead cows last year than the year before, but I can't say if that's collars or just the season either. So, it's a hard one to put a number on.
It's this. The question that I asked Adrian, and he gave me a little bit of a smack for it, but I mean, is this for you, this technology? I mean, I've seen new technology come in the past. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's awkward. You think it's really good, and then it just gets too hard, and you don't bother about it. A new tractor's a classic of that. You only use a fraction of the technology involved in a new tractor because you don't learn it. Is this intuitive? Is this easy to use? Is any farmer going to be able to use this and go, "Hey, this is awesome"?
Yeah, anyone can use it, but it's the same. You only get out of it what you put into it as well. So the key thing I always say with any piece of technology is that, if you've got a poor mating result at the moment, don't just think you're going to go put some collars on and it's going to fix your mating result. It's not going to put conditioner on your cows. It's not going to do a lot of that stuff. If you've got no one on your farm that can pick cows, then it's going to do that well for you. But you've still got to tick all those other boxes to get a good result at the end. The dashboard itself, it is just intuitive. Cows will come up on your mating plan and they've got a heat index, and I think that's pretty straightforward. Same with your health report. To go deeper into it, which, for me, not knowing a lot about the rumination, some outside advice is always helpful to analyse some of that data. So the deeper you go into it, obviously, the less intuitive it'll get. But from how it works practically on the farm, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Okay, so we haven't talked cost, and I'm not going to talk cost specifically because I think that's how long's a piece of string thing, but I'm going to ask you the question, is it cost effective for you, this technology? Yeah,
I definitely think it's cost effective. Yeah, the key thing is, I suppose, would we put it in again? That's what everyone asks, and we'd definitely put it in again, and still putting it on other farms that we're involved with. So, I definitely see a place for it. And in terms of the economics of doing it, everyone will work it out slightly differently. But It doesn't take many wasted cows to pay off something like this. And as soon as your herd gets reasonably big, that becomes an issue. Together with the other things that come in with animal welfare and us making judgment calls on that, there's some real advantages around getting some help with those decisions. And
also, and we're just about out of time here, but also staff find it easy to use?
Yeah, like I said, like everyone on our farm uses it, so it's not just something that the managers are coming in and doing. The mating now is all the staff. The animal health is still all the staff to draft cows and check cows and monitor those cows. So no, we're still using it as a team. Yep.
All right, Rhys Hamilton, dairy farmer there in North Otago. Thanks so much for your time. This is we're talking about the EveryCow Centre for Dairy Excellence. I'm sure you can Google that and find out if you want to get involved in that. Allflex also, as I said, very well trusted product, very well trusted company, Allflex, and they are well and truly behind this. So it sounds great. Thanks so much for your time, Rhys. I'll let you get back to monitoring your computer screen by the sound of it.
Thanks very much.
All right. Alrighty, good to catch up with him there. Coming up next, it is time for the weekly dog trial report. Yeah, Disaster. Grant Disaster McMaster rang me this morning. He says, got some reports, get me on. Okay, right, Disaster's up next.